Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. It's me again, deciding to do another little talk. Pretty much. The topic I chose for this little talk is countries. Pretty much countries, the military, and the divided, limited human mind, which makes such things, and is one of the main reasons why such things as war occurs for whatever reason. And hopefully it will help people to understand that within us is the source of all mischief, as in the source of all false identification, and it's really the human mind which causes divisions where originally there are none, mainly based on superficial appearance. But I'll discuss it with you. So first and foremost, what I want to point out, right, is something that absolutely just annoys me, right, that some people just do not understand, right, is the fact that the society we live in has come from our own thinking, right? Society doesn't make itself. We, as in all of us, human beings, make society, right? There's a reason why there's been so many different cultures, so many different ways to live, and that is purely for the fact there can be so many different ways to live and so many different kind of ways to express cultural, express the way you want to live. Pretty much the majority of them haven't been any better than each other. They've all got the same pitfalls. Pretty much they've all got the same, well, not all the same, do you know what I mean? Like they've all got pitfalls, and they've all got things that do well. So it's not to say one's better than the other, because they're not. They're all equal in their own kind of way. None of them's perfect, right? But in terms of like countries, right, is that, right, let's take England for example, right? England, Scotland, Wales, all the same island, right? All the same island, yet somehow, right, we've managed to say this is Wales, this is Scotland, and this is England, yeah? Well, even better example, Northern Ireland and Ireland, all the same island, right? Northern Ireland, does it exist? Really? Well, it only exists if you make it exist. And I'm not going to lie, that's an absolute nightmare in general, the fact that it even exists, well, for the Irish people anyway. Do you see what I mean? It's an absolute nightmare, all the drama that's happened over something that doesn't even really exist. Do you know what I mean? It's complete, it's an artificial border. Yeah, made up, it doesn't, it's imaginary, it's hypothetical. Do you know what I mean? Like if you were to go, to Eurasia, right, Europe and Asia, right, now if you're going to get technical, obviously there's fault lines in the Earth's crust, right, where you can say, there's a kind of division. All the same mantle, though, what they call mantle, all the same crust, though, isn't it, that goes over the Earth, right? If it wasn't there, then we'd all be swimming in lava, but it is, right? So it depends where you draw the line, right? Now, for the sake of explaining it, right, let's just say, right, there's a crust line, what they call a continental plate, right, which there is, it's called the Eurasian plate, yeah? However, right, if you look past that line, right, all the countries, right, all the land mass, from the edge of Spain all the way to the edge of Russia, right, it's all one seamless land mass. Obviously you got little bits in between, like got the Mediterranean Sea, and you got I forget whatever, like whatever sea it is, Red Sea, is it? It might be. Do you know what I mean? Someone who's good on geography will know what I'm talking about anyway. So do you know what I mean? So from the edge of Spain all the way to the edge of Russia, right, it's all one landmass, right? So these countries that exist, right, there's no dividing lines. I mean, you've only got to go look at maps in history, right, and see, in times of the old Roman Empire, right, where they had their lines for hypothetical boundaries, right? Where are they right now? You know, where's the Roman Empire right now? Yeah, and and the hypothetical countries, you know, hypothetical lines that they had then, they don't exist. Why? Because they don't exist. None of them do. In reality, none of them ever have done. Do you see what I mean? Do the people understand that? Go to Africa. It's all one massive island, pretty much. It's all one massive landmass. Tanzania, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Egypt, do you know what I mean? Libya, all these different places, yeah? All part of the same landmass. Where naturally, in actual reality, right, not in the made-up imagination of human minds, which for some reason makes divisions where originally there are none, right, and then causes itself all kinds of problems because of it. Why it does that, God knows, I don't know, but it's pretty silly, because if you don't have to cause yourself them kind of problems, why do it? Do you see what I mean? It's a complete imagination. So that's that's just a little bit on that, right? Especially in terms of, and also in terms of division, different people, right? Like, I mean, you've only got to look at religions, you know, like the Muslims, Sunni and Shia, right? Yeah, all part of the same religion. Can't agree hardly on anything. They got their own little wars and stuff going on. Same with the Christians, same with some Jewish sects, do you know what I mean? Same with Buddhist sects, do you know what I mean? Same between both of them, Christians and Muslims. Do you know what I mean? Where's any of that going to stop, right? Because I'm not going to lie, they're all people. Just see what I mean? How people create these cultural, philosophical, religious identities or whatever, yeah, political identities even. Do you know what I mean? They make them. Sorry, my voice is going a little bit. Hold on. There we go. Right, they make them, and then they fight over them, fully knowing that they've made them up themselves. Right, what are you getting out of that? Yeah, agree to disagree. It's not hard. Yeah, it's really not hard. Just do you know what I mean? Like, so much drama. Like in Ukraine, in fact, I don't even know what's going on in Ukraine, but I know it's just absolute bullshit. Because, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they're all the same people. Just like we're actually like Ukraine and Russia. I'm not gonna lie, it's all the same landmass. So what are these people fighting over political ideology? Yeah, well, I'm not gonna lie, right? Every political ideology is pretty much rubbish. The majority of them, they don't accomplish hardly anything. If they did, the world would be in a better place, but it's not, because they make a mess of it, because they don't know what they're playing at. See what I mean? Because they make divisions where originally there are none. You see what I mean? Like the planet on the whole, right? We're all humanity, right? Living on one planet under one sun, right? So if we all live on one planet, we're all the same thing, which we are all the same thing. It's not like I'm figuratively speaking that, like we are literally all the same thing, right? Why would you make divisions within that? Just see what I mean? Like, it's all one complete unit. Like, we live on one planet, right? We are all the same thing. And if you understand it literally, the fact that, you know, the same energy in my nervous system is what makes me alive, the same kind of energy is in your nervous system, which makes you alive, right? So you've got the same energy, but in different bodies. See what I mean? So it's not like it's even figuratively we're all the same thing. We're literally all the same thing at the founding essence of what we are. So, like, why, where are these people coming from when they're making these divisions, political ideologies, and all that? Do you see what I mean? I don't see how these people can do such a thing and be so sure that that they're right, because that's absolute bigotry. That's an absolute illusion. That's complete ego, isn't it? Really, I don't see how the majority of people fall for it. How can you fall for such a thing? It's just basic common sense that none of that actually exists. Do you see what I don't understand, like, but yeah, so that's kind of that, and unfortunately, until people realise the unity of things, right, it's, do you know what I mean, like, it's going to continue, same shit, different day, yeah, war is going to continue till people realise that we're all the same thing and we're all in it together. Do you know what I mean? Like some people on a superficial level, right, in terms of identifications, like if you can become something, right, that's not originally what you were, right, and now, like, so that's in terms of superficial identifications, like I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a member of Parliament, I'm a UKIP supporter, I'm a Russian Nazi, I'm a porn star. I'm not. I'm just saying. do you see what I mean? All these false identifications. I'm this. I'm that. I'm that. Yeah, but what originally were you? Right. That's more important than what you can become. Yeah, because that's the basis from which everything comes. Right. So we're all human, with all the same needs, pretty much, all wanting the same sort of things in life. So why is such a small minority ruining it for everyone, and why is such a large majority falling for it? It's complete rubbish, isn't it, really, when you think about it? It's absolute mayhem. It's mental. So yeah, and now I'm going to say something that's going to be quite tender for some people, because I was chatting to, right, I've got a lot of mates in the army. Now I respect everyone in the army, because I think it's a proper admirable, like, I admire the fact that they risk their lives, right, to protect us, or so they think, right. But I'm gonna give you a little lowdown, right, because I was talking to my mate. He was like I don't understand, like, how you can't, be a massive fan of the army. I was like, right, I'll tell you why I'm not that much of a fan. Is one, I don't agree with war. I think it's an absolute load of rubbish. No good comes from it. Yeah. Two, the troops don't even get treated well. Like, the British Army gets taken for absolute mugs, right? Do you know what I mean? They're seen as just another number. They're used like lemmings, pretty much. They're used like lemmings. Do you know what I mean? Mere fact that you've got charities like Help for Heroes and other charities and things like that, which help look after the troops and help provide them equipment that the government don't even provide them, right? Now, surely if the government really cared for them, and, do you know what I mean, it was all as, honourable as they make it out to be, that they put on the news, do you know what I mean? That's a load of rubbish, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, surely they'd put a bit more effort into it and be a bit more considerate of the people that are risking their lives for such freedoms, right? But unfortunately, the reality of it is these people are out in the sandpit, right? Now, our government, right, our country is in over £1 trillion of debt, right? It's got more laws and legislations telling people what it can and can't do, what they can and can't do. Yeah, it's got CCTV cameras everywhere, and it's got its own government intelligence agencies spying on its own people. Now, where is the freedom in that? Because I tell you what freedom is. Freedom, natural freedom, what freedom actually is, yeah, is when you're free like the birds. So anything less than being free like the birds is under some kind of restriction, right? So when my mate was like, yeah, but I lay my life on the line to protect your freedoms, what freedoms? Because while you're risking your life, the very government that you're fighting for, right, is taking all the freedoms from its very own people. So you're getting absolutely mugged off by that as well. So not only do they not take proper care of you, yeah, but the whole motivation for you doing your job, right, they're buoying you off on it. do you see what I mean? Like, it's absolutely ludicrous. And like after that, he was like, do you know what I mean? Like, he saw what I meant. He didn't want to admit it, right, too much, but he saw what I meant. He, like, do you know what I mean? I think a lot of people that come out of the military are now beginning to see that war, even though sometimes, right, and this is where, you know, I will take down my hippie ideology a little bit, not as a hippie ideology, but, you know, my ban the bomb kind of pacifist attitude. Yeah, sometimes war is inevitable, right? You can't avoid it, and sometimes in terms of ethics it has to be done for the greater good, right? However, a lot of people now are seeing that even though it is an admirable thing to lay your life on the line for the good of other people, the whole politics behind war, right, has got nothing to do with that anymore, and they're being absolutely mugged off, and it's an absolute shame. Because I've got a load of mates that are in the army, right, lovely people, right, would absolutely do anything for you, right? They are absolute gems of people. Do you know what I mean? Like they really are lovely people, and they're getting used, and they're laying their life on the line for something that's not even the case anymore. Do you know what I mean? For a complete lie. And I personally think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. I don't think. Do you know what I mean? Where's the dignity in that? There's not. So that's just something that might be a bit tender for some people to hear. Oh, pardon me. But it is very much a reality. And unfortunately, right, war is never going to go away, right, until people realise these things, realise the fact that countries don't exist, that we're all the same thing, wanting the same things out of life, yeah, and we should all be cooperative instead of competitive, right? Because we're making a mess of ourselves and the world when we don't even have to. Do you know what I mean? We don't have to do this. We don't have to live the way we do. We don't have to act the way we do and go about our business competitively and warlike. It's taken thousands of years for people to even get this far, and you know what I mean, go and even come close to properly recognising that fact. I mean, go on Facebook, there's loads of things nowadays on people that are becoming more awake, as they say, and being more aware of the reality of these kind of things. Do you know what I mean? It's yeah, it looks promising, however there's still a lot of work to do. And unfortunately, right, you can't put out fire with fire, right? Fighting for peace is an absolute lie, because fighting isn't peaceful. It's not a peaceful thing. You can't put fire out with fire. You have to use water. So if you've got a volatile situation, you have to calm it down. You go in there with guns blazing. Wow, if someone killed a member of your family, you would be absolutely gunning for whoever done it, right? You would be just an absolute wreck of emotions. So what do these people think they're doing when they're going over to these places and doing the same thing? With what benefit are you bringing to the world by doing that? You're not. And most of these places don't even want our troops or want any troops there. Apart from North Korea, but they're all brainwashed, aren't they? So, just what I mean. That's now, if there's one place that needs to be invaded, it's that. And China needs a slap as well, because, do you know what I mean? Everywhere needs a slap, because it's the same kind of mind causing the same kind of problems. That limited, divided mind that perceives things as me against you and our way is the best when it's no better than anything else, no better than any other way. It's that part of the mind which people need to transcend, and they need to recognise that we're all humanity on the same planet. We're never going to go anywhere, yeah? I mean, well, unless obviously they start making UFOs and whatever, spacecraft, and start flying to Mars, which they're trying to do for some reason. I don't understand why you would. Why would you go on a spaceship and go to Mars when we're living on a planet which is so figuratively a massive spaceship which has everything we need to live on? Why would you go to some other planet when you've got it right here? That's a pointless procedure, isn't it? So do you see what I mean? So yeah, so I don't understand how people cannot see the unity of such things and understand that cooperation is the way forward. And yeah, so that's just kind of a little rant I thought I would throw out there, because I feel that needed to be said, if I'm honest with you, and I feel people need to wake up to that kind of reality, because unless they do, it's going to be the same thing, keep on going. It's going to just continue. The madness will continue until we put a stop to it, because we cause the madness. The madness isn't naturally there, we cause it. If you can create it, you can uncreate it. So why are we creating our own mess when we don't have to? When I say we, I mean humanity as a whole. Do you see what I mean? Life is what you make it. And I think it's about time humanity on the whole stepped up and recognised that we're quite important to ourselves and to nature and to the planet, and that we have a job to do, which is look after ourselves and look after it, and not keep messing it up. I think that's vitally important, especially if humanity is going to survive, and especially if humanity is going to rebuild whatever kind of just rebuild itself on the whole, and get some sort of social cohesion going, which benefits it, which benefits everyone, because no one wants to be not benefited and no one wants to be left out, but the way we live does exactly that. And it's got to stop. It will stop, because the opposite of what you don't want is what you do. It's all a learning process, but we need not long it out. We can do it right here, right now, if you wanted to. So yeah, so just a few thoughts, a few opinions. Like, it might not be to everyone's taste, but that's just me throwing my perceptions out. So hopefully you can see where I'm coming from, and I'm not having a go. I'm not trying to belittle anyone in the armed forces or anyone who's got any sort of patriotism, even though I'd say that any sort of patriotism is absolute bullshit, because it's an artificial border that doesn't even exist. So I don't know why you're holding on to such things, but if people need to hold on to such things to make themselves feel included, says something about them, but let them get on with it. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. So have a lovely evening, people, and may everyone be well. Thanks for listening.